software. Even that database also never communicate directly to the Java application. This is also wrong. It means there is no way directly communication is not possible. Okay, that's why one mediator is what required. This is what
Database.
database software. Any database software. Okay, so there is no direct communication between Java to database software. Even you can use any kind of database softwares. Okay, so that's why there is a mediator called what?
What is it called?
JDBC. There is a mediator called what?
JDBC.
JDBC.
Mediator.
This is what the mediator. So that mediator what will do? The Java calls will convert it into what? Database calls. Yes or no? The Java software or Java calls is converting into database calls. That will be taken care by whom? JDBC. Even once you are getting the something from the database, even that database calls also. This is what here, can you tell me? This is what Java calls, right? Java calls is converting into what? DB calls. Okay, so it will be taken care by JDBC. Even our DB calls also. This is what DB calls. These DB calls will convert into Java calls, will be taken care by JDBC only. Okay, right. This understanding Java calls to database calls and database calls to Java calls. Okay, just for your understanding, I'm taking this example. So it means the finally conclusion, if you want to communicate any database software from Java to any database software, the direct communication is not possible. Agree? So there is no way the direct communication. Any database software, the direct communication is not possible. Agree? So if you want to communicate from Java to any database software, so don't tell like data SQL database, PLSQL database. No. These both are part of the database. Any database you can select either either Oracle, either MySQL, either Postgres, either DB2, any database you can take. Two things are there. SQL is there, PLSQL also there. Okay. These are not different database softwares. Okay. These are part of what? Every database. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. So in normal JDBC, if you want to communicate, from Java to database software, see, here there is a negative scenario explained. See, Java generated result. If you want to store into the flat files, what you are missing? There is no security, right? There is no security, there is no database support. Okay, so to avoid this problem, we are going to use what? JDBC. If you want to communicate, like if you want to store our Java generated result into the database software, so there is no direct communication as we discussed in the diagrammatically. There is no direct communication. So in between, like Java and database software, the JDBC is required, or else you can go for what? Hibernate, you can use our JPA, Java Persistent API. Okay, so there is a data security, because whenever you are using the database software, so obviously you are getting what? 100% your data security. Okay, and there is a database support. Coming to our concept, like in Java application want to perform database operations by using SQL queries. What? Either select queries or non-select queries. Select queries, you know, select star from EMP, something like that. And non-select queries is what? That is not select. It means either insert or update or delete, whatever you want. These are calling as what? Non-select operations, like DML operations, data manipulation language. Okay, next one. If you execute any non-select operation, then you must be either commit or rollback. This is called as what? Transaction management. One of the interview question. What do you mean by transaction management? The transaction management means what? It is applicable only for what? DML operation. What do you mean by DML operation? Either insert, either update or delete. These are all what? DML operation, data manipulation language. Okay, maybe you can insert, maybe you can delete, or maybe you can update, whatever. So while performing these three operations, at least we have to commit or maybe roll back. Commit means what? You are saving. Rollback means what? Something is going wrong. So if you want to get actual state, then you should be what? Roll back. So either commit or roll back. So this process is called as what? Transaction management. Famous interview question. Sir, what do you mean by transaction? You never discussed about this in classroom. Don't tell like that. What do you mean by transaction management? If you want to perform any operation like non-select operation, you have to do what? Either commit or roll back, right? So this operation or this management is called as what? Transaction management. Clear? This is one of the interview question. If you are fresher or maybe experienced guy, even nowadays 10 years experience also, what do you mean by transaction? What do you mean by transaction management? You are asking. Okay, keep in our mind this question. So far clear, right? Okay, online, are you good? Getting bora, because the Saturday session, few of the guys are missed here. That's what. Okay, right. So coming to the normal JDBC, if you want to communicate with any database software, you can perform any operation, either select or non-select operation. The standard steps are what? Loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement object, define the SQL query, execute that query, print that result, close the connection. Yes or no? Am I right? You already completed that what? JDBC. Okay, right. Coming to the Spring Boot here. See, even Spring Boot or whatever, if you want to insert any record, maybe these are the some standard steps you should follow. But compared to JDBC, in Spring Boot, we are going to use what? Less lines of code. That means loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement object. We need not to worry about it. We will take care of, sir, the container or some that design pattern is there now. Template design pattern. So it will be taken care this stuff. We can't load, we can't establish the connection, we can't creating the any statement object. Just we are what? Define that SQL query, execute that query. That's it. And if you want to print the result, you can print that result. Okay. Even we can't close that connection here. Okay. Right. But coming to the Springboard, you have to define something, that is that database related configurations you have to configure in the either application.properties file or maybe application.what YML or YAML file. Clear? Okay. So coming to here, if you are compared to the multiple database operation by using JDBC, the few lines are what common, few lines are what different. Okay. So in coming to Springboard, we are using what? Even Spring also we have here. Spring DAO module is there. Data access object. There also we are using what? JDBC template class. Here also we are going to use. What do you mean by template? Template is nothing but what? It is a design pattern. This is design pattern. What do you mean by design pattern? Whoever attended? Huh? Design pattern is what? It is the best solution for what? Reoccurring or maybe repeated problems. That is called what? Design pattern. So JDBC is comes under what? What category? It is not a software. It is a technology. Getting my point? It is a technology. Template is nothing but what? Design pattern. Okay. So in Springboard, we are using what? JDBC plus template equal to what? JDBC template. This is what? It is a class. What is the JDBC template class? It is a class that is used to perform what? Database operations in what? In less number of lines of code. Okay. Next, what? It makes what? Has a relationship. And the data source is what? It is an interface. There is implemented class is what? The default implemented class is what? Hikari data source class. Okay. In Spring based code we already discussed. So if you want to make our class as a configuration class, you should annotate it with what? @configuration annotation. Yes or no? So in Spring, we already saw 3 ways there is a configuration. One is in Spring, XML based configuration. Good. Number 2, Java based configuration. Number 3, annotation based configuration. Yes or no? So these types of configurations are there in Spring, right? One is XML based. The second one is Java based. The third one is annotation based. So coming to the XML based configuration, XML file is what? Required or not? Yes or no? So next one, maybe you can load that XML file by using resource res is equal to something you already did respective implemented classes. Next one, the Java based configuration. You can make one class as a Java based configuration class. You should annotate it with what? @configuration. Yes or no? Next one, the annotation based configuration. How we are going to perform annotation based configuration? Can you tell me? Annotation based configuration here. What annotation?
Configuration.
Component?
Scanning.
Component scanner.
Component.
Component
Scan.
scan. Right? Okay. So now coming to here. So we make our class as a configuration class. You are aware of it. So here I annotated with what? @bean annotation for the sake of what? The container is going to create in the object what? One method, one object. Two methods, two object. That is 1:1 ratio kind of. Okay. That's what. Okay. Next one, here also we can annotate it. Here the rate bean annotation. Okay, here also one more method is there. We can what? JDBC template we did. Okay, right. So we know JDBC template is a class. We are going to creating what object for the JDBC template class? We are going to set what? Data source. That data source is what? There is a DS method. The DS method is representing what? Something, something, something. This is what? Java based database configuration. Agree? Okay. Even though we are able to configure by using application.properties or maybe application.what? YML file. Clear? Okay. Next, coming to the above code, we are not going to write what in Spring Boot. We just adding what the respective starter class. There is a starter. Okay. So that is what Spring hyphen boot hyphen starter hyphen JDBC. Okay, starter is nothing but what? Tell me. It is a jar file. Okay. So, but we need to pass what inputs from what? Either properties or maybe YML file. In the properties file, maybe we added what? Some, it's respective dependency. The respective dependency. Clear so far? Okay. Shall we go for developing the application? Okay, na? Online, are you there? Okay, are you good with that? Okay, just I recapped, man, once again. Okay, whoever missed on Saturday session, okay, we just recapped that class. Okay, right. Let me go for the example. First of all, you need to install the database software in your system. Okay. Now I am going to develop what? Spring Boot JDBC. File arrow, new arrow, Spring Starter project. Okay. I just created one sample one. First app, Spring Boot to JDBC. First app. Okay, Maven, Java, Jaru, Java, something, something, something. What is the description? Spring Boot, JDBC project. Okay, right. So next, what? Next, there is a dependencies we required. What are the dependencies? One is for what? JDBC API. The second one is what? I have Oracle database in my system. That's why I'm selecting what? Oracle driver. Okay. Based on the database availability in your system, you can select the respective one. Maybe if you have MySQL, let's assume. Sorry, MySQL. There is a MySQL driver is there, right? For every database, you have the respective driver here. Okay. I have Oracle database in my system. I am selecting what? Oracle driver. I am going to developing what? JDBC related application. That's why I selected what? JDBC API. These two dependencies are what? Required. Finally, finish. Okay. So, application code. Application code. What are the dependencies here? Dependencies. Dependencies are what? JDBC API. Next what? Oracle
ಸಂಕೇತಾರ್ಥಕ್ಕೆ
driver.
ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂಗ್
Okay, right. These two dependencies are enough. Maybe in the dependencies might be you are maybe I'm to avoid the confusion. I'm using what I mentioned what JDBC API. The second one is what Oracle driver or MySQL driver or Postgres or Microsoft SQL server is there, right? You can whatever you want, you can use it here. Okay. Coming to here, where is our application? This is what our application. Okay, main class. Can you go for the pom.xml file first of all? Let me check. There is a parent, all things we have. What is the starter here? Spring hyphen, boot hyphen, start hyphen, JDBC. That dependency for what? Oracle, we use it. Okay, this is for what? To test. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to develop what? I'm going to develop one by one. I'm using application order properties. What is that? Configurations, Spring dot, data source dot, driver hyphen, class hyphen, name equal to what? What is that type for driver? Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot what Oracle driver. It is already there. Okay. Right. Next one. Spring dot data source dot URL. What is that? JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at the rate to localhost colon. See guys, for the local host, your IP address also we can able to provide. Okay, localhost means what? Our system, na? So in our system, even our IP address also, in our IP address also, you can use what? ifconfig or maybe ifconfig. Okay, my IP is what? 192.168.0.114. Instead of the local host, I'm telling, instead of the local host, you can provide what? Your IP address also. Getting my point? Okay. Online, are you okay? Okay. Right. What is that? JDBC colon, Oracle colon, thin colon, at the rate localhost colon. What is the port number? 1521. What is the service name? XE. Okay, that is enterprise edition means. Okay, right. Coming to again, spring dot data source dot what? Username. So the default username for Oracle is what? Scott. Next one, spring dot data source dot what? Password. What is the password? Tiger. This is what? The default username and password for what? Oracle. Clear? Okay. Next one, you can create what? Even that YAML also we can able to convert, right? Okay. I am going to develop what? One class for what? Runner. Online, are you following? Online? Okay. Right. What is that? JDBC test runner. Okay, JDBC test. Any name, any class name. No need to write JDBC something something test class. That's it. Fine. Okay. Just for concept related, I created that class like that. Okay. Right. What are the things you should? Number one, you need to annotate it with what? At the rate component. Just for what is the, for what? What is the purpose of the component? To creating what? Object for what? This class.
A1D.
Who will take care of this one? Programmer, container. Container. We are not bothered about it here. We are not worried about to creating the object, to destroying the object. That is not our duty. Okay. The container will be taken care up to standalone application. Our responsibility is what creating the object and all. Right. Going for the web application onwards. In the servlet, are you going to create the object? No, no. Right. But there is a provision to create the manual object creation by using what init method. Yes or no? Right. So with the help of what you can pass the argument what servlet config. Yes or no? Right. But going forward, we are not able to creating the any object. The container itself, it is going to what? Creating what? Object. Next what here? What? Implements command line runner control shift O. Now I want to use what? JDBC template. Some JIT control shift O. So I should auto wire control shift O. Okay, right. So now what we are going to do? We have to override what? It is still getting the error, na? We are going to overriding what? Run method, right? Public void run method. We can pass what? String type arguments. String type arguments. So it is throwing what? Exception. Problem solved. Okay. Now inside this one, okay, I am going to insert what? Query. Inserting the record. That is string some SQL. What is that insert command? Tell me. Insert into, or else you can the lowercase also, that is fine. 1 minute. Let me check the database. Okay, what record it is there? Oh, there is no database. Wait, right. Run SQL command line. Font visible up to last. Okay, clear? Font visible. Okay. How we are going to? You can connect. It is asking username is what? Scott. Password is what? Tiger. It is invisible. Right, connected. I created one table called books, I think. DESC books. No, na? Ayyo. Okay, no problem. I am not lazy. Okay, I am going to create in the one table. Create table. Table name is what? Some books. ID, that is BID. BID number 3. 3 means what? Right? 3 characters length. 3 numbers up to 1 to 999. Records we are able to insert. You know, you are the master, na? Where to Book name is what? What we are going to do? Book price. Anything here, anything you can take it. Number 5, comma 2. There is a precision, right? So this is what my table. DESC, what? Not student. Books. Okay. Come to here. Insert into what? Books. Let me write in the small. What is the problem? Insert into what? Books. Values. Values. What? Values. I'm passing placeholders. Placeholders, yes or no? In the prepared statement, we are using what? Placeholders only. Now, I am going to what? Just I'm using it to count. What is that object here? JT. JT dot what? Update. I'm passing that SQL, right? See, SQL is not at all mandatory. It means what? That word I'm talking about. Just it is a variable. Okay. Might be your confusion. No, I don't want. I written what as query. Okay. Now there is no problem. So that query, comma, the book ID is what? 101. The book name is what? Huh? Ramayana. Ramayana. How many lengths we provided? 10. Come on, yeah. Ramayanam. Okay, right. Comma. What is the book price? 1000. Chalta. Okay. What is the price given? 5. Okay, 5 comma 2. 2 precision series. Okay, right. Then what? Query done. Insert the values. Finally, what? System sys out. Control space bar. Record inserted successfully. What? I need count also, right? Okay. Am I loading the driver class? Am I establishing the connection? Am I creating the statement object? What I did? Just one query. Insert the values. I'm going to print the value. Yes or no? Who will take care of here? The framework itself take care. That is the container, it can be taken care. We are not worried about it, right? How much lines of code in Spring Boot? Even the Spring also the same story. Okay, right. Online. Are you clear? Are you enjoying or sleeping? No, Anubhavins Raja. You have to be very active. Listening. Oh, thank you. So that is what one runner class I created. Application or properties done. Anything mistake? No? Okay. Let me go for the database first of all. Let me check. Sir, you might be you insert the some records in already. Some people's also like that. Come on, grow up, yeah. No Rose. Okay, na? Clara? Okay. Come to the our point. I'm not touch my main class. Okay, right. Directly I'm going to executing what? My application. What is the problem? See value larger. Oh, for what column here? One minute, one precision. I think you did mistake. I think somewhere it is. Let me remove that one. Automatically that will be taken care. Okay, let me insert the record. Run as Java, sorry, Spring Boot application. Array, still, what is the problem? Something went wrong. Debug, okay. Value larger than the specified precision. Oh, I think I took too much values. I think price only. Ramayanam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Huh? Might be number, I think. That is what, yeah. Okay, 100 I keep it. Any problem? No, no. No problem. Then you can try to execute. Program is correct, yeah. But problem is what? Inserting the values. Record inserted successfully or not? And 1. Okay, let me check my database. Slash means what in the database? The previous query is going to execute it, right? Okay. Clara, are you happy? How many lines of code you written here? Simple, right? Just database related configuration we did. And you take the maybe runner class. In the runner class, we just what? One query, inserting the data, print the result. Final. The rest of the things we will take care of it as per our notes. We will take care of it. The container will be taken care. Don't worry. We are not worried about it. Right? Anything. Okay, right. That is what to inserting what? The record. Sir, I want to update the record. Can you do that? I will write single runner class. Okay. Any problem? Later on for your practice, you can go for what? Differently. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. I am going to use for what? Updation operation. Okay. I'm going to comment this one. In a single program, I am going to write here. Okay. Insert operation. For insert update operation, I want to implement. Then what? Can you tell me? String query. What is the query for update? Tell me.
Update.
Update.
Wow.
What is the table name?
Book.
Books. Set.
Values.
Update what is set. What is the column? B name I am going to change. Okay. Update books. That is table name. Set B name equal to some name. Tell me. Okay. Where the BID is equal to what? 101. Or maybe I can give the question mark here itself. Okay. Right. Then tell me int count equal to what? JT dot what? Update. Update. What is that? Query, comma, query, comma. Tell me. What is the name? Shana. Ravia. Book name Ravia. Amanya. Mahabharat. How many characters? 9, 10. Ravi, I am going to override your name. Okay, right. SQL. Then what? If I write like this, alarm might be updated, I think. Okay, let me try. Let me try like this. Record updated successfully. Okay, right. Let me check. Maybe this one also not record, I think so. Where class is it required? Okay, but I'm not passing that one. Okay, let me try. I hope it is expecting book ID. Maybe. If not that valid ID, can getting. I know. What is the problem? SQL query update book where that got missing input out. Okay, got it. Okay, where is it supporting? No. Where BID is equal to what? What is that book ID? 101. 101. BID. Oh, foolishness. Comma, what? 101. Yes, yes, yes. Quotation. Why? No, no. No need. Okay, you already passed that query, just you are passing the value, that's it. Okay. Blunder mistake. Huh? It is done, no problem at all. Record is updated successfully. So go for the database. You can select what? Mahabharat. Okay. Right. Record inserted, record updated. Okay. Even if you want to delete that record also, then what? Same query, na? Little change. This is for what? Delete operation. I have to do that. Okay. Update operation. Next what? Delete operation. Okay, right. Coming to the delete operation. Tell me, first of all, what? We require the query, na? We require the query. So, string query equal to, tell me for the delete. Delete what? Delete from books where BID equal to placeholder. Int that count equal to what? JT dot what? Hey, update. No, thank you. Delete. Why? No, 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 no. Update itself. We have the delete. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. No, method is not there. Update only. But there is a query, right? It will be taken care. Don't worry. Okay, now delete the query, comma. You can pass what that ID, right? Okay. Then what? SOP. Why always copy paste? Sysout system.out.println record is what? Deleted successfully. There is no method here. In JT, that is JDBC template. Okay, now, right. Let me run as Spring Boot application. Record is what? Deleted successfully. Okay, right. Let me check in the database side. Clear? Right? There is no delete method. Okay. Attention, your attention. Online, you are also attention, please. Because there is no delete method for to delete. Okay, you have the update method only for insert, delete, or update, whatever you want. But based on that query, you might be getting what? Accurate result. Don't worry. Clear? This is for what? Delete operation. Clear? See how many lines you are going to return in Spring Boot JDBC, right? Hardly 2 lines here. Even every operation, hardly 2 lines. Just for our confirmation only, you are using what? System.out.println. Clear? No need to load the driver class dot for name. Right? Not like that. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. No need. Simple 2 lines of code. The rest of the things, whatever you are expecting as from the JDBC, the container will be taken care. We are not worried about it. Clear? Are you good with that so far? Okay. The remaining operations we'll see later, but let me cover few things in our notes point of view. Clear? Okay. Whatever the database you have in your system, you can use the respective database. Okay. Either Oracle or maybe SQL Server or Postgres or DB2, any database. Okay. Right. Now, let me cover few lines. So, suppose, what do you call this one? Placeholder, not question mark. Okay. See, guys, listen, very important. Even coming to the JDBC also, where you are using this placeholder, which statement? Statement, prepared statement, callable statement. Where you are using these placeholders to pass inputs? Prepared statement, even though callable statement also can able to pass. Right? In the callable statement, maybe you are providing either function name or procedure name. Na? It is expecting what? Input arguments. Okay? There also you can pass what? Placeholder. Don't worry. Either input or output parameters. We are passing placeholders. Only in the statement only. But here the thing is what? I have the 5 columns. Let's assume. I'm going to perform the insert operation. Famous interview question. I have the 5 columns in the database. So I am passing only 3 placeholders. 3 placeholders. Then, is it going to insert in the record into the database? Inserting. Inserting. Have you tried? I didn't pass anything. But allowing. Values. Values our wish. That's okay. Getting my point? There is a 5 columns in the database. You can provide any number of values. It doesn't matter, but it should be matched with what? Place that columns. You should pass how many columns are there. You should pass the respective placeholders. Here 5 placeholders. 5 columns, 5 placeholders. 3 columns, 3 placeholders. Getting my point? So out of these 5 columns, I'm inserting only 2 columns data. That's your wish. Getting my point? Inserting data, that is your wish. But passing the placeholder is not our wish. Otherwise, we are getting what? SQL exception. Clear? Okay. That is called Jashwant. That is called SQL exception. Okay, come to this point. If number of What do you call? Placeholder. Okay. If the number of question marks, sorry, ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్ పెట్టారు అన్నెసెసరీగా ఇంద్రనాయన నోట్స్ అనుకునేది. Okay, so that's what I highlighting in double quotes. Listen. Okay, if number of placeholders and values passed, count is not matching, then what? SQL exception. Then what we are getting? Let me write complete. We are getting SQL exception. Okay, that means it is specifying that error name called what? No value specified parameter sum. What I mentioned, and placeholders, values passed. Number of placeholders under columns count, right? Columns count, correct. Columns count is not matching, then what we are getting? Columns count. Then we are getting SQL exception, that is no value specified parameter something we are getting. Okay, right. I'm not written exactly, we will get like that. Okay, na? Right. Next one. In order to pass invalid data, then what? Suppose numbers, data type, database side data type is number. From the UI side, I'm passing alphanumeric or maybe only string. Then what? Valid or invalid? Invalid. Oh, numbers expect in database. I'm not providing varchar. Book ID is there like that too. 101F 110 like that. No. Maybe if you have, then you should change what in the database side. Yes or no? The database data type should be varchar. I declared like a number na. How it be allowing characters? Okay, right. That is what. So I hope you are getting clear. Any doubts so far? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Online, are you good with that? Any doubt? Okay. Right. Okay, offline, are you okay? See, coming to next point. So, insert operation done, update operation done, delete operation done. How we are going to develop that application? You might be, So, for JDBC API, if you want to get the JDBC API in our application, we need create application using JDBC API. Then what we need? Add what? Starter. That starter name called what? Spring hyphen, boot hyphen, starter hyphen, what? JDBC. Agree? So this is the starter we need to pass in the in the pom.xml. But while creating the project, it is automatically taken care of. Don't worry about it. Right? Okay. Next what? There is a data source, right? Data source is what? It is an interface or class. Data source is what? We already covered these points. Okay, repeat once again. Data source, that is what? That is database connection, database connection, database connection, and JDBC template, JDBC template. See, it is a class na JDBC template. Okay. Data source is what? Interface. Okay. And JDBC templates are what? We need to configure. We need to configure. Yes or no? We already configured. We already configured. Right? The next one. Driver class name mandatory. Can you tell me? Driver class name. Driver class name is what? Optional. Okay. Up to JDBC 4.x. Optional. Sorry. JDBC driver class name is what? Optional. Sorry, not up to. Optional. From JDBC 4.x onwards, auto loading, that is called what? Auto loading is added by using what? JDBC template. By using what? JDBC template. JDBC template. We can perform, let me put the comma, JDBC template. We can perform what? Both what operations? Both select or non-select operations. Select and what? Non-select operations. We already covered this point. Just for notes point of view, I'm sharing. Next. For non-select operations, what is the method you should use? Abstract, update, right? Even delete also. There is no specific delete method to perform the delete operation. Either insert, either update, either delete. Only update method, right? To do what? To do non-select operations. Non-select operations. Non-select operations. Non-select operations. We need to use, you need to use method name called, what is the method name? Update. Update. You can pass some string type, string SQL or string query, comma. After that, what you need to pass? That object values. Whatever the values, how many values you want to pass it, you can pass it. Okay. You can pass it. Okay. Two inputs. Sorry. డైనమిక్ there is dynamic create చేయొచ్చు. ఆ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలి, ఏది మన వాట్ యు కాల్ అప్లికేషన్ డాట్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఫైల్ కాన్ఫిగర్ చేయాలి, టేబుల్ ఆటోమేటిక్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, అదేనా మీ క్వశ్చన్? టేబుల్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ క్రియేటింగ్ మాన్యువల్లీ it should be create automatically. Yes, we can. Maybe next class we can cover. Okay, we are in from scratch na, so wait, we will do that, don't worry. Just adding one property, that is to do non-select operations, what we need, use method name called what? Update. Yeah, non-select operation means what? Including delete operation also. Only you have to use what? Update method only. Okay, update, you can pass what that query, whatever the query already mentioned in the above line, you can pass that query, then you can pass what? Values, as we did here. Query, you can pass the values. Okay, next one. I hope you are getting right. So for input, maybe you can use what? Placeholders along with what? Values. For select operations, we can going for what? Select operations. So far we did what? Non-select operations only. Okay, so in the non-select operations, returning what? Int, right? Okay, so let me cover that point too. Later on you can go for select operation. Finally, return type is what? Returns what? Return type is what here? Why it is going here? 1 minute. That is what I am not using this approach. See, return type is what? Come on. Int type na. See, let me go for this update. Update method return type is what?
Int.
Right? That's why we are using what? Int. Okay? Clear? Okay. Online, are you okay? Sorry. I covered that. I modified that notes here. Right. Okay, right. Even let me write manually this one. For every operation, for or any operation, we have to use what? Like this. Okay, int return type. Even for delete operation also, any operation here, operation whatever it is, but that update method return type is what? Delete on, sorry, int only. Clear? That's it. Update. Okay, right. Coming to the notes. Finally, return is what? Returns int. The number of, that is, I am going to putting what? Count. Int. Okay, the number of what? The number of rows are affected. The number of rows are what? Affected. Okay, right. I hope you are getting. Any doubt so far? Are you clear? Okay. For so far we completed what? Non-select operation. I want to perform what? Select operation. Then what? What is that? What is the approach? For select operation, for select operation, for select operation what? See, Jerry's JDBC template class will be support. JDBC template class will support for select operations also, right? The JDBC template class supports even select operation also. Select operation also. But while performing what? That select operation, while performing the select operation, there is a method called what? Query method. We have to use. What is the method? Query method we should use. You can go for JDBC template class. You can search for what? Query method anywhere. Query somewhere. It will be. Okay, let me search for query. Am I for no? Query timeout. Okay, query timeout. Where it is? Set query, get query timeout. It will be there, yeah. Okay, don't worry. There is a query call statement call back. There is a query statement. See what query method is there, right? That query method you can pass what SQL query already you created above, right? You can pass what some row callback handle, some one argument. We'll see later. Okay, right? So if you want to perform the select operation, the JDBC template class supporting what even select operation also, but we have to use what? We have to use what? Query method, right? We have to use what? Query method. This query method to get what? Multiple rows as an output. Okay, multiple rows. And there is, sir, I don't want to get the multiple rows, sir. I want to get the specific row or single row. Getting my point? See, simple. Select star from books, suppose. If I frame that query in the database side, how many records you are getting? How many records you are getting? How many records you are getting? How many records are available? Then all records are getting. Yes or no? There is 1,000 records are there. Is it required to get 1,000 records? No. It is not our requirement. I want to check my status or I want to check some my friend result, let's assume. Maybe engineering result or 10th class result or intermediate result, right? You are checking the online, right? So if you want to pass the one record or if you want to fetch the one record, even that provision also there. Okay. See, we have to use what query method for what? Multiple rows as an output. But if you want to get what? Single row record, then what? You can use what? Method called query for object, I think so. Query for object. Let me check, is this method correct or not? Query method is there. Okay, query for stream we have. Somewhere it will be query for map, query for object. See, there is query for object method is there or not? For what? What purpose are? To get what? Single value oblique single row. Clear? Okay. I hope you're getting right for select operations. How much time? Okay. Are you able to use select query? Sir, how we are going to use what? That query method. Just I am passing what? Query method. You can try your side. Okay, I'm giving the clue. Whatever the query you frame, that query, SQL query. After that, what? Whatever the maybe condition based arguments, maybe there is a, you can pass what? Row mapper. You can pass row mapper. Let me copy that row. Sorry, that query where it is. Query. There is a overloaded method here. I think it is. Query method is there. Here also there is a query method, right? Okay. Even it is throwing what? Some exception, I think. Yes. Data access exception. Okay. That query method, you can pass what? Like this. Even that query for object also, you can pass what? That query along with what? The respective get column row mapper. Okay, we can see in the practically also. Maybe if you want, you can try your side. That's all about it for your select operations. Okay, right. Are you able to use, are you able to do this task for your side? Query for object. Okay, na? As a homework. చేయగలరా? అది కూడా మీరే చేసి పెట్టండి సార్, ఎందుకు ఈ బాధ? చేయమంటారా? వెయిట్ చేయగలరా? 51 online. Okay, you can try your side that for this select operation. Okay, so if not, I will help you tomorrow. Don't worry, I already given those methods also. You can able to do that task. Okay, if you did, we can go for what other concept.